Hello to everyone. My name is Goracel. I am representing Millenium Social Alternatives Association from Romania, which is a partner in Planet Social Enterprise project. And today we are going to speak about social entrepreneurship in EU countries. At the end of this webinar, you'll acquiring knowledge about the concept of social economy. You're acquiring knowledge about practical examples of successful social economy initiatives. And finally, you're acquiring knowledge about legal forms of social enterprises across EU. Now, before to go further in the webinar presentation, I have to make a brief mention regarding the structure of the society. According with the categorization of the current structure of the society, there are three sectors. First one is the public sector, which give institutional support for economic and social development. Here we can find all the governmental institutions, bodies, and agencies. Second one is the private sector, meaning the private economy which works and covers the market. Here we can find all the suppliers and providers for goods and services that economy needs. And the third one, so-called sector 3, meaning the social economy, which refers to the social field. You have to know that sector 3 is also known as a civil sector or NGO sector. So, what is social economy? You have to understand that at the European level, there is no general accepted definition regarding the social economy or what is social economy. The understanding of this concept is very much related with a specific experience of different states about or related with the development of their society. Therefore, we can speak about the British model or British understanding of what is social economy, French model, or Italian model. But those who are acting in this social economy field, they see social economy as a variety of collective initiatives with a social aim at the borders between the public and private sectors, the sectors that we mentioned in the previous slide. Speaking about the social aim of businesses, we have to keep in mind two things. First one, social aim of businesses, it does not refer exclusively to providing social services. And second, the social aim of a business is seeking social purpose, aim to meet the needs of the individual, mutual interest, or general. All actors who are acting in a social economy field are social enterprises. Every social enterprise shares several characteristics as following. All of them are focused on the human being. All of them have respect for employees' diversity. All social enterprises use a combination of social and economic goals in a joint ownership. And last but not least, all social enterprises have a democratic governance and transparency in decision-making process. Here, one note, very important note has to be added, the fact that in every social enterprises, all the votes are equal. The principle is one man, one vote. Is not taken into account the amount of the capital that bring or come into forming the social enterprises. When it's about social enterprises, there are three types, main types of social enterprises that can you can find it in the real world in practice. So we are speaking about cooperatives, mutual aid societies, association, and finally, but not last, foundation. Let's see some practical examples from each of these type of social enterprises. Firstly, we are going to speak about the cooperatives. The definition of cooperatives um, can be seen as an autonomous association of persons voluntarily united to meet the economic, social, cultural needs and their common aspiration through a company jointly owned and democratically controlled. As a practical example, I pick up there are many cooperatives around Europe. You can find many such type of social enterprises. So, but just as an example, I pick up Alexis Cooperative from Poland, which was established in 2010 by a group of 5 women who found themselves unemployed after losing their jobs in the textile company. After this, they decided to continue working together in the same sector and, with the support of the local public institution, they create the first social economy initiative in Lomca, a medium-sized town in northeast Poland. Alexis Cooperative produces and sells textile products to a number of clients in Poland, and the aim of Alexis Cooperative is to provide jobs for unemployed members of the local community, to create a stable and friendly workplace, and to support the social cooperatives which have just begun their activities. The majority of them work at the production site, with 2 members taking care of the management and administration of the cooperative. All of them meet regularly to discuss the current development of the cooperative. Problematic issues are solved by members who try to reach consensus. In case where it is not possible, the decision is reached by the majority of votes. The second example is related with the mutual aid societies, which are also an autonomous association of individual or legal entities voluntarily united to meet their main common needs of insurance, life or non-life, welfare, health, and finance banking sector that run activities which are the subject of competition. As a practical example, I'm going to speak about the Credit Union Romania from Romania. The purpose of the Association Credit Union Romania is to provide help and assistance to its member and is achieved by providing repayable loans and free of charge support material and financial, social and medical assistance to other social services. All these are complementary to those offered by the state institutions, improving social protection of the organization's member. Repayable loans are granted as a form of mutual aid, and members of the association who, mostly, are unable to obtain loans in the banking system. You have to understand the fact that most of the members of this credit union are retired people, and therefore they have most of them they have a low pension, and because of that, they decide to create a scheme of mutual support that will help them to um, take loans to solve small issues, like for example buying some goods or paying the utilities or other stuff like that. In addition, organization also provide to its member other social benefits consisting of goods like food, medicine, clothes, etc., provision of services, repair and services, electronics and household products, tailoring, shoe repair, hair cutting and hairdressing, carpentry, locksmith, repair and maintenance to plumbing, and organizing of leisure activities, cultural activities, trips, pilgrimages, etc. As you can see, is not the main activity is to provide uh, repayable loans, but this um, um, this structure, this social enterprise doesn't stop here. It develops in time different type of services that respond to the needs of its member. And finally, we are speaking about the association and foundation as a third and fourth type of social enterprises, which are very much known as non-governmental organizations, which are totally independent from the state in every way. Um, they are private entities, formally organized, autonomous in decision-making process, free to association, that produce non-taxable services for their beneficiaries and whose profit, if any, cannot be appropriated by those who created, control, or finance them. So, association and foundation, they are entities that provide services free of charge, and um, in the case that they have a profit from running their activities, this cannot be, let's say, divided among the staff or to whom uh, finance their program. Is going to be used to fulfill the mission of the association and foundation. As an example of social enterprises from this category, I pick up Catering Solidarios from Spain, which is a social enterprise initiated by Annabella Foundation in 2007. This foundation is focusing on assisting women who are victims of violence. One of the main problems faced by the victims of gender-based violence is lack of economic independence. Um, Therefore, providing them with paid jobs attend to one of their most fundamental needs. This is why Annabella Foundation established Catering Solidario, an initiative that offers quality catering services adjusted to the needs of the clients, which also promotes social committed and environmentally friendly products. At the same time, it provides jobs for women who have experienced violence, giving them a chance for a new beginning after difficult experience. The activity of Catering Solidario involved providing catering services, in particular offering breakfast and lunch snacks based on fair trade and organic products. These services are offered to companies and institutions, in particular as coffee breaks during the events organized by clients. In conclusion, social economy organizations are private organizations with explicit social mission. They undergo total or partial constraint, surplus, or profit. They are organizations with a strong democratic control. Um, Hopefully, this gives you an idea of what social economy do, what social economy is, and what kind of social enterprises you can find in practice, and yeah, why not? To give you an idea of what kind of initiative you may have in order to set up a social enterprises. As an exercise, until the next webinar, I will ask you to think to your community, city, or region to identify what are the needs of the people. Can be needs related with jobs, can be needs related with um, consumption, can be needs related with other um, social services. Just think uh, for the people from your community and try to see what is missing. And then, as the next step, once you identify those needs or what is missing, you have to think which of those needs can be solved with a social business initiative. And in the case that you have already a business idea, um, which you want to develop or can be developed in your community, city, or region, try to identify some social economy features that can be added to this. For example, how can you involve in your business idea vulnerable peoples, disabled peoples, or groups who are exposed to social exclusion, or um, other groups that can be um, exposed to social exclusion or social marginalization. Then for the next webinar will be crowdfunding, but with me we'll meet again uh, for the webinar where we are going to discuss about social entrepreneur skills, um, which basically is related with the um social entrepreneur as a person, what kind the qualities and what kind of tools uh, such person has to use in order to fulfill their aim. Thank you very much, and until the next meeting, I will wish you good luck.